Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You are watching Dear Millennial Woman with the Feminine Boss. And today I need to tell my ladies to stop lying to yourself. I think that we are old enough to know and wise enough to understand that, we are just who we are. And until we really start to behave and, create the lives that we want for ourselves, we're always going to be in denial. We're always going to be depressed and anxious about our life not being the way that we want it. We are in full control of obtaining the things that we desire and becoming the person that we want to be. So let me just start off by saying you are a queen, you are a goddess, and you are a boss. And I'm telling you, anything in your life, anything in your reality that you want, you can absolutely create with the power of your mind and the will to do so. So, what do I mean by stop lying to yourself? You know, there were times in my life recently, I would say within the past 2 or 3 years, where I really struggled with finding my space in my relationship, questioning my relationship, whether I wanted to be here or not. Also in my career, I've been very public about the anxiety and the depression that I was experiencing while I was working. And, in these moments, I have self dialogue. And, sometimes we try to give grace to the circumstances or make excuses as to why we're still doing something, or why we are still in a certain place. But I am here to tell you that it's just time to wake up. It's time to take control of your life. It's time to tap into the personal feminine powers that you have and start to create the things that you really want. If you don't want to be in the relationship that you're in no more, you do not need to be there. Okay? You do not need to be in that relationship. You can walk away. You can recreate your life. The same thing with your career. If this career is not giving you the passion, if you are not feeling excited about going into your place of work and creating something beautiful and meaningful, then leave. We no longer need to be in situations that no longer serve us. We need to start taking control of our feminine power and enhancing our lives in the direction that we want to enhance them in. I think that we really need to get away from shame and fear of judgment during this time in our lives. I think that we are experienced enough to know that nobody's opinion matters. Right. And the only obligation we need to have is the obligation to myself. And this is what I'm on right now. This is what I'm on. I am not putting anything in front of my own personal peace and my own personal happiness. My man, my friends, my family, my job, my career, my relationship, nothing. It really doesn't matter because I know that when I am happy, I know that when I am at peace, I know that when I can experience the things that I want to experience, I win. I win in this thing called life because I set the tone, I set the standards. Okay. And I only accept the things that I want to accept, and I'm okay with the consequences. And this is another reason why I preach being financially independent, financially secure, mentally healed, physically strong, because when you are in this space, then you can set those boundaries. You can remove yourself from situations that you don't want to be in. So we really need to stop lying to ourselves. If you know that you're not getting fed mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in whatever circumstances you're in, it's time to make change. It's time to leave. Right? It's time to shake some shit up. My favorite, I love to say that because I love to do it. I love to explore new opportunities and new paths. I love to create new environments for myself and go to different places because it's my life. And we are so blessed to be here with a capable mind, with the ability, with the will to do, have, and be whatever we want. Now, I want to talk about will real quick because I do think that the reason why a lot of women don't make change in their lives is because they don't find the will within themselves to do it. And I believe that the only reason why you don't have the will is because you don't have knowledge of self and you don't have understanding. So I'm going to urge you to go and seek understanding. I'm going to urge you to sit with yourself and gain that knowledge of self. After my first divorce, I spent a lot of time by myself. I worked because I was bankrupt, so I worked two jobs to take care of myself. And in my lonely, scarce apartment, I barely had any furniture. I spent a lot of time with myself. A lot of times it was just me. I had a plant. I would eat plant-based because I didn't have no money. And it just kind of forced me to define my life, define who I wanted to be, right? Because we have that choice and we have that option. But I also started to seek understanding of myself, of the way that the world works. So I started reading books that gave me insight to not only other people's stories, but history, psychology, philosophy, astrology, right? And I still have those studies till today. This has been a 6-year process for me. And so I want to urge you, if you want to make a change in your life, sometimes we need direction. Sometimes, the direction and knowledge can give us the confidence to gain the will that we need to make a decision and move forward in our lives. So I need you to stop lying to yourself. You don't want to be in that relationship, but let's switch this up, right? Because sometimes we're like, okay, let's talk about relationships first. Sometimes you might be in a relationship and you don't necessarily want to be there, but maybe it's serving you at this time in your life. So now you need to really you need to analyze this. Is what I'm getting enough for me to stay? Who do I have to become to get peace in my decision? Who do I have to become to enjoy where I am today? Because that's the thing, too. Sometimes we just need to change ourselves. And usually that's the easiest thing to change. You can't change other people. You can't change, events that occur. The only thing you can change is yourself. And so if you have control of your mind, you can change the way that you think about a situation in order to accept it in your life and find peace in it and be joyful in a decision. But a lot of the time, sometimes we're in a situation and we don't want to change ourselves. We rather just be miserable. But why? Why? Why do you want to be miserable? If you're in a place, doesn't it make sense to figure out how it could work for you? Because when you're miserable, you are affecting your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial health, your personal growth. Like, you're stumped. It's only when you're in place of joy and a place of happiness where you can grow and expand and collaborate and create things. So you want to always strive, no matter what's going on in your life, always strive to make peace with it internally so that you can become a better person, move forward in life, be happy in life. So again, stop lying to yourself. If you're in a career right now that you do not want to be in, how can you strategize to step out of that workplace into another position? Or you may want to be an entrepreneur. How or what type of business can you create that will align with your personal values, that brings you happiness, something that you just love to do, that you want to make money from? Like, we need to start going out, getting the help, getting the mentorship, paying for courses, paying for conferences, being around like-minded individuals, which I hear is a really big thing. I hear a lot of people talk about that. A lot of people complain that they friend groups ain't really giving, right? And that makes me think, I'm actually doing an event January 11th, called what is it called? Boss Up and Bond. Boss Up and Bond. It's like it's a girlfriend's social. And me and my partner, we're actually going to bring a group of professional women, entrepreneurial women, women who want to make change in their lives. And we're going to do a mixer, a social, with the intentions of helping these women really identify the direction they want to go, building collaborations with intent and purpose, and also giving them the tools that they need to move forward with their decisions. Because a lot of the times we're not in the circles that allow us to do that. We are in circles that makes us feel like we have to conform or follow the leader, when truth is we are the leader of our own lives. Last night I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm starting to align with Kanye in some ways, and I'm actually going to listen to his music on the way to my destination. But when he said that he is God, I'm understanding what he means, because I'm a truth seeker. I read a lot and I am open to new perceptions and new truths, things that align with me and what makes sense to me. So when he said that, that's starting to hit me a little differently, because I know that we are all created in God's image, and we all have the creative power that God has. But the thing is, when we're out the womb, we start getting distracted. We start getting told what to do, right? We start getting, positioned for a life that someone else has created, that someone else has imagined for us. And it's not until we reach this beautiful age, right? And I think the millennial age is the perfect age. It's not until we reach this age where we start to come into our own self-awareness. We start saying, you know what, this ain't really working. I'm responsible. Can take care of myself. I can make a different decision. I can switch lanes. I can do whatever. But we lack confidence. And so that's why a personal coach, a mentor, community, knowledge of self, courses, books, that's where this comes in. This intentional work comes in to build your self-confidence, because you have the knowing and the understanding to do so. So sis, stop lying to yourself. Go after the things that you want unapologetically. Have no obligations to anyone, anything, any place but yourself, and go live the life that you want to live. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.